As you know, recently the Treasury and IRS announced changes when it comes to filing taxes due to the coronavirus crisis. So the big question now is, how do we file our taxes during this unprecedented time? Here to guide us through is TurboTax CPA Lisa Green-Lewis. Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning.
So let's start with when the deadline is now.
Yes, so on Friday, the Treasury and IRS announced that the deadline has been extended to July 15th.
So in terms of refunds, does this affect everybody who is filing now or just a certain portion of the population?
Well, in terms of refunds, the IRS states that they still plan to issue 9 out of 10 tax refunds in 21 days or less of acceptance of your return if you e-file with direct deposit. So there's no changes to refunds.
Okay, so if you haven't filed your taxes yet, should you wait or should you go ahead and do it at this point?
I would encourage taxpayers to go ahead and file. The majority of taxpayers do receive a tax refund. Last tax season, about 72% of taxpayers received a tax refund close to $3,000, and that's a lot of money for people that they could really use right now.
So what options do we have if we owe the IRS this year?
So another announcement that was made, if you owe, you have until July 15th to pay what you owe without incurring any penalties or interest.
Okay, well, that's good to know, because I think, the last thing we want to do is be faced with more penalties at this point. So any other relief coming for people that you know about?
Yeah, so last week, the Families First Response Act was passed, and it included paid sick leave and emergency sick leave, and also some tax credits for self-employed and small business owners. And those tax credits were, if you were impacted by coronavirus, you'll be seeing those tax credits. And then there was some additional guidance that came about relief that just came over yesterday from the IRS. And so there's extended deadlines. For instance, if you want to make a contribution to your IRA, usually you can make a contribution to your IRA for the previous year up until the tax deadline and make an impact on your tax return. So they extended that to July 15th as well. So you can make a 2019 contribution to your IRA up until July 15th and possibly make an impact on your tax return.
I know this can be really complex and things are changing. This is a fluid situation. For people who own a small business, that's got to be complicated too. Where can we go for more information on all of the questions that we addressed today and more?
For more information, when you're doing your taxes, if you're stuck at home, you can connect live via one-way video to our TurboTax Live CPAs or enrolled agents. And then you can also go to our site, turbotax.com.
All right, Lisa, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Very vital information for everybody in the country.
Thank you for having me.
You're watching The Morning Blend.